What's up, guys? Welcome back to video. With episode 4 of Fast the Dragon that was officially released, and with this episode, I thought it was good, but at the same time, in this episode, we was dealing with a lot of stuff, especially with the Daemon and Rhaenyra, and with this episode that like turned it into like an awkward direction, and with the ending that totally sets up for what's to come, especially for the rest of the series, especially for Rhaenyra as well. So in this video, this would be my full spoiler review for episode 4 of Fast the Dragon, and go over everything that went down, including go over that ending as well. But if you haven't seen the episode, this is going to be your spoiler warning, so cut out this video now and come back to this video after you see the episode. But if you do enjoy something like this, then be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so it's all reviews and in the future. So let's get into it. And so, with this episode, we see Rhaenyra and a bunch of guys coming to her, proposing to her for marriage. It's because with the Rhaenyra, she refused to marry Jason Lannister, especially with the Aegon, who is going to become heir to the throne. And then we see this young kid from House Blackwood proposing Rhaenyra for marriage, but then like Rhaenyra refuses and wants to move on to someone else. And then the kid walks away, and then this other kid dismisses him by calling him craven, and then we see the two getting into a fight, and then with this fight it ends with the kid just like with killing him. And then we see Daemon who has a haircut, and then we see him offering him Viseri his crown and the stones, and then after that we see Rhaenyra congratulating Daemon on his victory, and then with Alicent, she offers Daemon a tour through the gallery, and then Viseri asks Rhaenyra to join, but like with this, like it reveals that Rhaenyra already went on the tour, but then it got controlled, which is a foreshadowing of what's gonna happen, especially with the Rhaenyra and Daemon, but I'll get to that later. And then we see the Daemon and Rhaenyra having a conversation, and then with the Daemon, he reveals and then that if Rhaenyra weds, that she knew what she wants, and then we see the meaning of a small council, and then which Otto reveals that with the Lord Corlys, he plans to wed Alina to a Sea Lord's son, and then what this means is that like a Viseri has to find someone to wed Rhaenyra. And then we see Rhaenyra finds clothing and a bag and like a map that leads her directly to Daemon. And then for what we see Rhaenyra and Daemon do is that like the Daemon takes Rhaenyra through the Tree of Silk after dark, and we see them just like having fun and like watching it play, especially if it's about Rhaenyra and with the Targaryens and with the Rhaenyra, especially if she's going to marry Aegon, especially with the Aegon becoming heir to the throne, and then with the revealing like two things that Aegon has, which is a conqueror's name and a cock, and then after that we see just like swim into the brothel, and then just like seeing people like hooking up, and then after that we see the Daemon and Rhaenyra hooking up, and later with the Rhaenyra also hook up with a Kirsten as well. And next we see Otto revealing to Viseri about what happened with the Daemon and Rhaenyra when they were going in the brothel and the Tree of Silk, and that they were hooking up and that they were seen, and then especially with the Viseri that's going to hunt down started all the gossip, and then later we see Rhaenyra and Alicent talking, and then with the Alicent, like she like reveals about like the Daemon and Rhaenyra hooking up, especially with the Rhaenyra hooking up with her own uncle, and then even with the Viseri trying to find a match for Rhaenyra to wed, because with the Rhaenyra she has to marry, and even with the Alicent she's trying to help Rhaenyra, but like it's a sign that actually she probably hates her now, and like especially with the Rhaenyra, especially being a Targaryen. And now, with this ending, we see that Daemon being exposed to a Viserys for Hoya with the Rhaenyra, with the Viserys brother, especially hooking up with her own niece, and then especially as we see Viserys pick up his sword and almost killing him, and then when Daemon he reveals that now he wants to wed Rhaenyra, and then we see Viserys and Rhaenyra again, and then we see the return of the Longclaw sword of Jon Snow, and engraved on it says, "For my blood, the prince that was promised, and his will be the song." He will be like the song of ice and fire, and now even with the Viserys, he reveals that Rhaenyra will wed Lena Valerian, the son of the sea snake, and now especially with the Rhaenyra mentioning about how Otto will make a god heir, and which like he will possibly to do everything he can to do that, and that led to Viserys for Otto, and now this leads to big things moving forward, especially for next episode and for the future of the series. Yeah, and with the House of the Dragon episode 4, I think that this episode was cool and like really good, especially with this episode that took in an awkward direction, especially with Daemon and Rhaenyra hooking up, and like even with Rhaenyra who now has to wed Elena, like which we'll probably see in the next episode, even that's in the future of the series, and then that's where we'll see a time jump where these characters are now grown up into some things. That's also I think I enjoyed this episode, and I can't wait to see where the future leads, especially for the rest of the series, even for House of the Dragon as well. So that's gonna be it for this video. Let your thoughts in the comments below, and what your thoughts on House of the Dragon episode 4. Give me a rating between 1 out of 10 to give this video a like, and subscribe to notification of future videos. And for live updates, you always follow me on Twitter. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.